Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the ITIS 2214 Data Structure course, session 101, and I am your teacher, Chao Wang. Recording video and providing commenting for materials has been a frequently used method for me to teach both graduate and undergraduate level courses. But for this semester, when we teach 2214, I do not use this method extensively. Part of the reason is the Realize It and the Zybook already require a lot of out-of-class time from you to do the preparation and also to do the after-class exercise. So I think if I put another 1 hour long video somewhere, it will really not help you to prepare for the course. But after the test, there are several things we want to see. First, there are several questions we think that are pretty straightforward, and we see a relatively high error rate, and we do want to emphasize that. And secondly, if you look at the class schedule, we have a pretty full schedule, module by module, and then test. We don't have really a lot of time to go through to review the test after we grade it or after we give them. So I think this will be the best way to do the actual materials we try to provide. Thirdly, we see an imbalance between the modules. So some of the modules are relatively light, some of the modules are relatively intensive. For example, the module 6, we try to cover the sorting and the searching, the two concepts, very challenging concept in 1 week. And not only that, we try to cover 3 sorting algorithms in the 1 week, which I think it will be very hard. It's even hard for me to review the materials. It will be very challenging for you to learn if this is new to you. So that's why starting from this week, we will try to record the video to help you, especially when there are some tough questions or some confusions. We see a big chunk of students start to misunderstand. Okay, so in this video, we're going to provide some discussion on the exam 1, on the test 1. And we will start from the multiple choice, and then maybe in a second video, we're going to discuss those short answer questions, okay? And you can see there are several things we use on the screen. You can see the questions we pose. This is the exam question you experience. We have a paint board on which I will show you. We're going to use the Wacom. It's basically writing board so that I can write on it, because I'm not good at using the mouse to write directly. So you can see we can just write here. And of course, sometimes we need to pull out the web page to assist our explanation. So I will try to put all the materials in the same window so that you don't have to switch. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so the questions we cover are relatively, we have a relatively high mistake rate, or if it involves some concept that we believe is important, we will go through here as well. Okay, so the first question, let's have a test. The first question we see is question number 3. In the second line of the code below, why is there no new keyword? Okay, we can see that this is an array of the object integer instead of those the class int. Okay, so this we should insert an object. Okay, and now we have an integer, my integer equals to 3. This is weird because this obviously is just a number, and the integer, so the number 3 is a primitive, and the integer obviously is an object. We are directly giving the primitive value to an object. And let's see what are the potential choices. Okay, A, because integer is a wrapper class. Okay, for your memory, the concept of wrapper class appeared in the Zybook in the module 1. It is a mistake and this won't compile. Wow, that is weird. That is weird because this will compile. And because my integer is a special keyword, well, if you choose C, that is kind of weird because, well, it is not a special keyword reserved because this is going in an array list. It does not matter where you're going in. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is A. It's a wrapper class. And if you want to, you can go back to the Zybook module 1 to review it. Here we put another resources here. Okay, so you can see if you just Google wrapper class in Java, there will be a lot of page pop up, and many of them are third-party page. Well, I am fine that, you know, if it's not something essential, you can use Wikipedia as your sources. For teaching or for some more serious or important topic, I still want to refer to those more credible website. Okay, so here you can see we actually go to Oracle, and this is a tutorial of the Java SE. And here you can see, okay, see. However, reasons to use object in place of primitive and Java provide wrapper class for each of the primitive data types. Okay, so you can actually see there are some weird, let's see. So these are the number of the class, and there are multiple wrapper class, including the byte, the integer, double, float, short, and long. And they even have something very seldomly used explained here. So what I'm saying is, if you're interested, go back to the module 1 of the Zybook and review it. Okay. The second question we want to discuss is question 5. A stack is an appropriate data structure to use when you want to process items in the order in which they are received. Okay, so what are we talking about? Here, obviously, we are talking about a concept similar to a queue, right? It's first come, it's first come, first serve. Just as you go to the bank and you can get a number, or if you go to Olive Garden and they give you a number or they give you a beeper, so that in the queue. Okay, and the stack, on the contrary, we know it go in this way. Okay, so you push, 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 push. So the first coming in item will be here, second will be here, third will be here, fourth will be here. And then what is the normal function to get out? It's pop. So it's actually first in, last out. Okay, instead of first in, first out. Okay, so the answer for this question is false. It's not a good way to process the FIFO data structure. Okay. The third question we want to explain is question number 6. And given the code fragment below, what will be the mylist contain after the code execution? Okay, so let's see. This is an array list. Okay, this is an array list, which basically means you can put things in, and without specification, they will add the items at the tail of the array list. So it's when you add things without specification, it will put at the end. Okay, so under this case, let's see, there are 3 add method called. One is you're adding a number 12 into it, and then you add 18, and then you add 1, 2. Okay, so the trick here is at this one, it's at the third one. The third one, you're adding an item into the array list. Okay, actually what you're doing is 1 and 2. Okay, this is the index of the position. You are adding index position, you're adding, and this is the number or the item you're adding. Okay, So there are 2 parameters compared to the other case. So that's why you can see I add 12, I add 18. At this time, the array list, so at item 0, at index 0, I have number 12. And at index 1, I have number 18. And now I said, hey, system, please add the number 2 into the index 1. So the 1 is the index and 2 is the number. So I'm going to put a 2 here. So what will happen to 18? 18 will shift back, right? So that's why after the 3rd instruction, you're going to have 12, and now you put a 2 at the index 1, and you push everybody behind it backwards, you have 18. So after the insertion, it will be 12, 2, and 18, which will be the correct answer will be C. Okay. So we will try to keep every video shorter than 10 minutes. This is a little bit longer, it's 11 minutes. And let's stop here, and hopefully we will record our subsequent videos. See you the next time.